morning everybody, and welcome back to Blue Jay Acres. My name is Noelle. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today is going to be a day in the kitchen. Today is actually Sunday, and I filmed this for you on Saturday because I did not put my face in at all. We just got to cooking. I had a bunch of requests from the boys on what they wanted, so I just made up a bunch of stuff. So I filmed it for you, and I will be without my face in it because I just kind of hopped from thing to thing. And so I'm going to do the little intro now, and, and then I'll pop my head back in to say goodbye. So let's just get started. Just made a variety of things. So let's get cooking. Okay, so we're going to start off with our waffle batter. So we're going to do 2.5 cups of flour. This is just an all-purpose flour. Four teaspoons of baking powder. Oh, I gotta open a new one. About 3/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to do 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. Got 2 beaten eggs here. Now I use the Oh Boy waffles recipe from my 1950s cookbook. I have 3/4 cup melted butter, or you could use a salad oil, or you know, any kind of oil, vegetable oil or avocado oil. Then I'm going to do a couple cups of milk. Gotta get a little bit more. Gotta shake our milk up and get all the cream off the top mixed in there. I'm going to do about 2.25 cups. If I need to add a little bit more, I will. I'm just going to stir this all together. I think that's perfect. All right. So here I'm just going to let this heat up. Probably about there. All right, I'm just going to add this batter. Okay, I think that looks very good. That one's pretty perfect. So I'm just going to finish up these waffles real quick. I also real quick had whipped up some chocolate chip banana bread, but I put it in a coffee cake so it would, tight pan so it would cook up faster. Because that was Theo's request. One of you had requested that I make some cinnamon rolls that are like a banana bread cinnamon rolls. So I got some bananas to do that. However, he wanted banana bread, so that's what I had to go with. But I will get to making those. They do sound very good. Just probably not going to happen this week. So I did forget to film this for you. I decided to start filming after that. I just want to show you, since today is like a big cooking day for me, this was made as well. All right, so something else I need to get done today is I have 3 big bags like this from our pigs of fat that I need to render into lard. So all I do to render it is put it in the crock pot and it'll cook until the fat turns nice and crunchy, and then you just drain the liquid away from the crunchy fat, feed this to my chickens, and boom, you have some lard ready to go and store. So I'm gonna put some of this in the crock pot. So all I do here is I just cut it into some pieces that are manageable. To get into the crock pot. So we raise Cooney pigs, and they have quite a bit of fat. They're a fat pig, a fattier pig. So we get quite a bit of the fat to make the lard. So I'm just gonna fill this as full as I can. Okay, so that was about half of all of this lard or fat, so I'm gonna do that and then I'll do the rest of this tomorrow. All I do is put the lid on and put it on low. And that'll cook for like 12 to 24 hours. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do, so I got some of these tomatoes that have some spots on them, as you can see from our garden. So I need to cut these up and we're gonna roast them and we're gonna make a marinara sauce for later today. So I'm just gonna cut off the bad parts and throw them in this little dish right here. And we'll throw in some garlic and some onion and just kind of roast that all together. So I just want to cut off these bad parts. My animals love the bad parts. This one might be all the way bad too. No, it's not. Good. So the main thing I'm doing with my tomatoes this year is, and I'll probably start on that tomorrow, is I'm making a lot of ketchup. Because ketchup is something we go through a lot of here. I also turn that then into barbecue sauce very easily. So I think I'm about done here with using our tomatoes. We'll see, because I still want to add some onion and garlic. This one I got a feeling has a lot of bad. No, it doesn't. Good. All right, then I'm gonna add some onion. All right, and I'm out of olive oil, so I'm just gonna toss it with some avocado oil. A little salt. A little pepper. Then I'll add some fresh basil and oregano. We'll do all that after this roast for a little while. So I'm gonna put this in at 350. Okay, it has been an hour. I'm gonna get this tomatoes and onions and garlic out of here. And then here I have my blender. I don't know if I can scooch you guys back or make it so you can see a little bit. I'm just going to spoon all of this into my blender. Very carefully, everything's gonna be very hot. If you want to strain out all the seeds, you could put it through a strainer. Take the seeds and skins off the tomatoes. I'm not doing all that. I'm just going to do it like this. Leave them on. Alright, and then very carefully I'm going to blend this because this is very hot. And turn it down low. Turn it up slowly. All right. All right, then I'm gonna just pour this into a pan here. I was going to add fresh herbs, but I'm just going to go on and add some of the dry. I've got oregano. I have some basil here that I had hanging to dry. I'm going to add some of that in here. I'm going to add just a little bit of sugar. And just give this a little bit of a stir. I'm going to give it just a little taste, see if I need to add more salt since I already did salt it before we were putting it in. It definitely needs some more salt. Where did my crushed red peppers go?
I didn't know.
So you were gone forever.
I know. I didn't mean to be. No.
Where'd you really go?
Bananas. That's all I bought. That was my junk food. Was bananas.
All right, a little bit of crushed red pepper. Then again, just give it a stir. And now I'm gonna put this on a back burner on low. I'm gonna let this simmer probably for like an hour. And just let it mix all together again and get those spices really good and in there. I think it's gonna be perfect. Here, hun, give it a taste. Tell me what you think it's going. How you think it's going to turn out?
ready. Good.
Alright, so that's it. I've got that on the back burner. I'm going to put that on just a medium low and put a lid on it because it will splatter everywhere. And that's a very basic, easy marinara. Alright, so next we are going to make some basically like pizza rolls kind of thing. Kind of like cinnamon rolls, but pizza style. So anyway, we're going to start with some warm milk. I have about a cup of warm milk there. I'm not really going to measure. I'm just going to do this my way, the way I always do. So I'm just going to give you rough estimates. I'm going to add about 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. And about a tablespoon of yeast. Give this a quick little stir. And then I'm just going to let this sit about 5 minutes and come to a bloom or get nice and bubbly. Alright, so you can see this is getting bubbly. I'm going to add, about 1.5 tablespoons, I guess, of avocado oil. I'm going to add 1 egg. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of salt. And then probably about between 3 and 4 cups of flour. I'm going to go on and start with a little over 3. Now for about 5 minutes. I know I'm not going to need any more flour than that. So I do have a few fettuccine noodles over here cooking because Theo can't wait. He needs to eat some spaghetti now because he's smelling this sauce. Our house smells so good with the sauce back here. So good. The sauce is looking beautiful. It's been back here now for about an hour. So here we're going to go and heat up our pan on a lowish heat, and we're going to cook up, I've got a pound of sausage here. So I'm going to throw some in with his spaghetti, and actually I think Ronnie is probably going to eat some spaghetti too because she's about to go to work. And then I'm going to use the rest of this in our pizza rolls, as we like to call them. Back over to our bread for a minute. If you see that you got too much stuff going in here, too much flour, and it's a little bit dry, you just add a little bit of warm water. That's it. It's very easy to fix. Just turn it up a little bit, just really stir that in. And now this should be fine to go on and go. I just had a little bit too much flour in. Again, easy fix, not a big deal. Let that go for 5 minutes. Our bread is done, so I am just going to cover this and let it rise for about an hour. It might take an hour and a half. Okay, so Theo is wanting his spaghetti now, so look at how nice and thick that marinara turned out. Might be more so you guys can have some spaghetti too. Give it a little tiny stir. I'm going to top it with a little bit of fresh Parmesan. And a little bit of the sausage. Just a hair, a bit more sauce, I think. Alright, there we go. He's set for his lunch, and I'll show you this pizza bread when we get it together. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to end up with marinara left for dinner tonight or not. As this turned out so good, I wanted Charles to come taste it.
It's hot.
Made it unpretty. I had it all pretty. And the girls are eating real quick before they go to work. So you can thank Theo. It's the last box we have of any kind of pre-made pasta. Everything else is homemade.
That's really good though.
I know, it turned out really good, didn't it? The marinara is perfect.
How much more we have?
No, I have to save a tiny bit of the marinara for dinner. It's got to go with our pizza rolls.
Alright. Still good.
Oh, very good. I guess I could whip up some more. I got plenty of tomatoes. It just takes a couple hours. Well, we won't eat for a couple hours. Maybe I'll just make up some more marinara real quick.
Don't complain out of me if you make more.
Alright, eat it. I know you're busy out there with the roosters stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's time to deal with our bread dough. So I'm just going to kind of roll this out a little bit. Just going to roll it out. And you're going to do it like you would like a cinnamon roll. So you're going to keep it kind of rectangular. And then here I've got some mozzarella cheese, and I'm just going to go on and just kind of get this on top of here. Alright, you guys go down and tell Charles it's time to go. Or he might be coming. I think he is. I think he's already coming. This is all going to get baked and melted anyway, so it really doesn't matter. I'm trying to grate it, but this mozzarella is not wanting to grate. It's alright. I'll just tear it up into pieces. Okay, after you get the mozzarella on, I'm going to also do a little bit of Parmesan. Right, next I'm going to add the sausage that we cooked up. Alright, and then we're just gonna roll this. You're just gonna roll it tight as you can. Alright. Then I'm gonna take a knife. Alright, then in a greased dish, you're going to just sit down. See how pretty that is? You're going to set these in here. And they'll get nice and big. Some little end pieces in here too. Okay, now this gets covered, and in about 40 minutes or so, we'll get that. It'll be double in size, and then we'll put them in the oven. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is I buy my cheese in great big blocks from Azure Standard. They come in like 5-pound blocks. So I just cut them into some manageable chunks. And I'm going to put them in a bag to vacuum seal it really quick so that I can keep it from going bad. Then what I like about these is you just cut it here under the seal. Use it if you don't use all of it. Which if we have pizza or something, that's pretty much the size we're going to use. But you can just reseal it over and over. And it's much cheaper to buy your cheese that way. And again, it's all organic as well, which is really nice. If you look over here, I have more pasta sauce going. A marinara. Alright, so now I got 4 of my blocks of cheese ready to go in my fridge, and now it won't go bad. So if you come over here, you'll see a bunch of pears from our pear tree. But we have these tomatoes here. Here is, minus the bubble wand, a bunch of potatoes from our garden, you guys. The voles ate through all our potatoes. This is all we got. We were so disappointed. This is not much at all. So we have plans to try and critter-proof our gardens, and hopefully that'll work. And then when you come out here, if you guys, I don't know if you can see or not, but this is all kind of tomatoes ripening as well, finishing ripening. And we have a bunch more on the vine. And then here is all our peppers. Ignore the stuff that goes with the bullseye there. Lots of jalapenos. I got some, oh, now my brain isn't working. Oh, these peppers, sorry. And lots more, lots of peppers. So I got to deal with all this. Probably tomorrow I'll start working on all these peppers. Poblano, that's what those are, which are one of my favorite peppers. I just wasn't thinking very good. So still got lots of peppers on the vines, got lots of tomatoes still to come. So just keep working with them. Oh, and I almost forgot my windowsill filled with little tomatoes. And real quick, here is a look at the lard that we're rendering. You can see that that's cooking down nicely. This will probably just go on and go until morning. And then in the morning, I will work with it. All right, I turned this light on so you guys can maybe see better. It is time for these bad boys to go into the oven. And just have you look at them. Don't they look beautiful? They'll probably go in for about 20, probably about 20 minutes. We'll check them. I've got them at 350 degrees. And then of course back here I have the marinara going. Alright, and here are the delicious pizza rolls. Alright, and then this is what it looks like. Can you see how beautiful that bread looks? So good. And then marinara, the homemade marinara to go with it. I'll get Charles to do a taste test. Alright, he's gonna be your taste tester. Can you handle it?
I can.
Make sure you dip it.
It's so tough putting all my work on hold to come do this chore. Not. It's very fluffy, very like pastry-like almost.
Did you get some of the cheese though on that one, or is that more in the middle? I don't know how much cheese you got in that bite, but it's alright, you can finish it.
That was more in the middle. I got sausage in it.
How is it with the sausage? We usually do it with pepperoni.
I think it's fantastic.
Good.
And it'll be good use of our pork when it comes. Well, actually, we got the sausage.
We've got, yeah, we got everything. Is our all's our pork except for we're waiting still on the bacon. But then we're going to learn how to do that ourselves from next year.
I definitely got cheese on that bite.
Yeah, you did. All right, we're gonna go eat because this is our dinner.
Absolutely A+.
Yay. Okay, the last two things I'm gonna make are just some really quick snacks, and then I'm gonna be done with the kitchen, just clean and be done. This is one of Theo's favorite snacks. My kids grew up eating this. They still eat it like crazy. We call these peanut butter balls. All it is some peanut butter, and yes, I have to make quite a bit because it goes very fast in our house. To that, I'm just going to add some honey, a little bit of cinnamon, and then you could use oats if you want. Mine don't like it with oats that good, so I'm going to use some of this whole milk powder. It's made from A2 cow's milk. So, but whatever kind of like milk powder you have, that's what we always make it with. And just a good bit of milk powder in there. And then just going to start kind of mixing it in. All you want it to do is to be able to form it into balls. And then it is best after it's been in the fridge for a little bit. If you get too much milk powder, you just add a little bit more peanut butter or honey. If you need to add more milk powder, just add a little bit more. Again, the whole thing is you want to be able to turn it into little balls. I just kind of slung that everywhere. Use your hands if you need to. And then it becomes just kind of like this dough. It's great for active kids. It's a good hit of some protein and some fat, and then some carbs with the honey. And Theo is a very active kid. Ash loves to have these too. Then I just roll them into little poppable balls of peanut butter goodness. Now if you're not a peanut butter lover, you obviously would not like these. My kids are huge peanut butter lovers, so they love them. On Thursdays, Luke and Theo go to this all day homeschool group. And it's called Forest School for a day. And so it's just basically it's an all outside, outdoor time. They do lots of fun stuff outside. And go in, I think they were in the creek last week, catching frogs and whatever. Anyway, this is a great snack for that kind of thing. And that's it. This just goes into my fridge. It is not fried potatoes and eggs. It is peanut butter balls. We just reuse containers. Alright, we'll make our last snack of the day. Alright. So our last one is one that actually Ronnie loves a lot. I have some of our homemade Greek yogurt here. And I'm just going to put that down on a parchment paper. This is unsweetened Greek yogurt. I make at least a gallon of yogurt a week. Last week I made 2 gallons. This is a major go-to snack in itself. We do a lot of Greek yogurt. You can turn it into apple dips or all different stuff. It's just very good. Charles even eats it. He's my pickiest one. But this is definitely a favorite of Ronnie's. Come home from school. This batch I got a lot thicker. It's a big favorite of hers. So, alright. So if you haven't figured out, we're just gonna make some bark. So here, I'm gonna do yum, honey, then we're also going to do some peanut butter here in a bowl, but I'm going to heat this peanut butter up a little bit so I can drizzle it over the top. I can't believe I missed the end. Okay, and then we're gonna just kind of drizzle this on. Okay, and then we're gonna just sprinkle a few mini chocolate chips on top. And that's it. This is going in the freezer. And then we'll break it off into pieces and it'll be little bits of like a yogurt bark. All right, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Make sure you stick around, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you very soon. Bye everybody, have a great day or night, wherever you are. What are you gonna say?